if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking play. Like this morning right now, I just want to say, quick testimony. I feel great. I'm extremely thankful for God for all he's done for all of us, man. Everyone that's able to watch these videos and get something positive out of them. Man, God is good. So I just feel amazing this morning, and hopefully I'm not being selfish by feeling too amazing because sometimes people are going through some tough times, extremely tough times, and I see it in my comments. People are going through some rough things. I'm not trying to be mean by, expressing my love for God right now. Of course, hopefully you know that, but I'm just grateful of a lot of things right now, and I'm just ready to get on with my day. Hopefully you're the same way and you're feeling good and your spirit is on point and everything. So we're about to check out some Piers Morgan, and it's the Matt Walsh What is a Woman conversation, and he's giving his take on it. I heard that this was going to be mind-blowing for me to hear because sometimes I agree with Piers, sometimes I don't. And the last time when he had a conversation with this young lady, oh my gracious, sheesh, he was on point. So let's go and check this out, and hopefully y'all enjoy.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. It's a simple question that now terrifies politicians the world over, and it's this: what is a woman? Well, Conservative podcast host Matt Walsh, in a moment of defying intervention, has made a documentary about it, and it's called simply "What is a Woman?" and it's out now.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea.
Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that? A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular
What is
thing.
that?
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah,
How do I know if I'm a woman?
that's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No,
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess because I got it.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
They're gonna walk away.
You want to tell us what a woman is?
Well, Matt Walsh joins me now. Matt, great to talk to you.
This is like the silliest argument in the world, but for some strange reason, because everybody's trying to align to a certain part of politics, it's a big deal now. Nobody can answer what a woman is because they feel like they're about to be set up. No, we are not playing chess. We are simply having a conversation, and you can't answer that silly question.
It's a fascinating documentary because the chronic inability of apparently sane, intelligent individuals to answer this incredibly simple question is breathtaking. And, we're seeing it all over the world now, senior politicians everywhere. And we saw it with Ketanji Brown Jackson. This is a woman who's now a Supreme Court justice. This is what she said when she was asked about this in her confirmation hearing.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of-
I mean, Matt, when you...
And that's ridiculous. I mean, regardless if you're a biologist or not, in what context? What do you mean? The definition. Can you read the definition out of the Webster Dictionary and believe it? No, you can't, because it's all about politics now, and you are scared poopless to daggone just give your opinion.
When you heard that, when you heard a Supreme Court justice nominee saying, I can't say what a woman is, even though she is one, because she's not a biologist, what did you think?
Well, first I thought this is great timing because we were going to announce our film that week, and then that moment happened, and it was kind of divine providence, I think, as you pointed out. There's two different things going on here. You've got people who can't answer the question, who are actually confused about it, and that's quite terrifying that people are confused about something as simple as this. But then you also have people who are pretending to be confused when they're not really, which is actually even more concerning in a lot of ways. And I think that Ketanji Brown Jackson, I'm going to assume, given that she's a very successful, intelligent person, and she is a woman herself and realizes that she's a woman, I think she's in the latter category where she actually knows that a woman is a female, but is pretending that she doesn't know because she's beholden to this ideology that has, basically backs her into this corner. And so she has to feign ignorance about something as simple as this.
Right. I mean, I asked the president of in the UK, the National Union of Students president, a young woman, a very bright young woman, but I asked her, what is a woman, out of interest? And she thought I was trying to trap her. She actually thought this was a trap. I said, no, I'm just asking you what you think a woman is. It's not a trap. It shouldn't be a trap. How have we got here, Matt? How have we got to a place where young women are paralyzed with fear about even saying what they are?
This is gender ideology. I mean, that's what this is. And you could kind of, if you want to trace it back, you could kind of decide how far back you want to go. There are certain landmark moments you can point to in history. Now, I think for a lot of people, it feels like everyone knew what a woman was, and a man was a man, and a woman was a woman, up until about 8 years ago, and then everyone lost their minds. But it actually traces back farther than that. In the film, we go back and we trace it back to guys like John Money and Alfred Kinsey, sexologists and psychoanalysts in the mid-20th century who came up with what we know today as sort of the early iteration of modern-day gender ideology. And I think they got it into the institutions, especially higher, academia, those kinds of institutions. And then from there, it sort of filtered down to the general public. Maybe about 8 years ago is when it sort of exploded onto the mainstream scene and took over at least the Western world after that point, I think.
And where it's got, I think, really dangerous and insidious, actually, to society is particularly in issues like sport, where you see trans athletes now dominating in women's sport. We had an example of this at the weekend, where a biological male skateboarder who was 32, I think, or something, this person decided to compete as a woman, has now transitioned to be a woman, in this skateboarding competition in New York against girls as young as 12, and destroyed the field and won.
Wow.
This is what the trans athletes said afterwards.
I find that funny because that's like what I'm getting beat up about the most, is like, you're beating little kids and little girls, and I'm just like, I didn't intend to do that. Like, this was the first competition that I've been to that I actually wanted to win. The skill level's, again, really determined by your determination, your tenacity to just like put yourself on top and through these obstacles. It has nothing to do with your age.
Well, how would you fare against people who are actually born with the same gender as you and the same age? That's important to me. I would like to know that, because for some strange reason, every single time these people change their genders and then compete against the opposite gender, they start to shine. But when you look at their record before they did that, they weren't even placing most times. Most times they weren't even coming close to even doing anything close to winning, man. But it's crazy how you can change your gender and then move on to the other side, and then all of a sudden you're winning, and you like, I don't know, it's just about, giving it your all and just doing a great job. Where was all that before you changed your gender? That's crazy, man.
Do you think that you have a physical advantage? I'm
like, look at me, I'm not like buff or anything, I don't think skateboarding has anything to do with physicality.
I mean, actually, Ricky Trez there is 29 or 32, but the competition, the girl who came second was 12. The kind of level of delusion there, that there was no physical advantage from being a biological male, that's where we've got to. They genuinely believe there's nothing wrong with this, but it's clearly, to me, transparently unfair.
Right. Well, we also live in a world where now you can't say pregnant woman, you say pregnant people, because supposedly men get pregnant. This is the ultimate. This is the emperor has no clothes, and almost everybody, you look at that, and if you're asked, does it make sense to have a 29-year-old father of 3 competing in the women's competition against 13-year-old girls? if people feel like they're in a position where they could be honest about it, almost everyone is going to say, obviously, no. By the way, about that particular individual, he actually did an interview about a year ago where he said that he knows he's not a woman, but he wants to be cute and feminine like women, and so that's what he's trying to do. He actually says that. So it's got to the point now where someone, you know, they don't even affirm themselves as a woman, and yet we have to do that. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
How has your documentary gone down, Matt? Have you had a lot of pressure not to give it much airtime?
Yeah, well, it's been interesting. So it's, you know, we've fortunately been able to get outside of kind of the conservative podcast bubble and reach a mainstream audience, which is what we wanted to do. And the reception in that kind of general audience has been really overwhelmingly good, and people are happy this film is out there. The mainstream critics, though, have just decided they're going to ignore this movie completely. You go to Rotten Tomatoes right now, and you'll find that not one single mainstream film critic has reviewed the film. We sent the screeners to mainstream critics, and they told us, I refuse to watch it. I'm not going to watch anything from the Daily Wire. And so they won't even look at it. They refuse to even take the time to see what we can present.
Which is
so much for the integrity of reporting something equally and fairly. That's ridiculous. Oh, you're from the Daily Wire. We already have you pegged. No, we're not reviewing that. No, we're trying to start a conversation. We're trying to get people to daggone understand the people are people. We're doing the same thing you're doing. You want people to show love. You want love to be love, right? That's what we're doing. You can't just, that's discrimination. That's crazy discrimination.
So they won't even look at it. They refuse to even
wow.
take the time to see what we can present.
Which is complete madness, because I've watched it with great fascination. It's very well made. It's a very simple premise.
It's entertaining
and
as
the
hell.
results, frankly, are startling
not
and pretty
mean-spirited.
disconcerting. Final question, Matt. In the interest of fair play, what is a man?
Well, if a woman is an adult human female, then I suppose a man would be an adult human male, I would say.
I think it really is as simple as that. Matt Walsh, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I thought, for a second there, I thought that Matt Walsh was going to feel like he was being set up for a trap. What do you mean? What is a man? Huh? You can't ask me that. Only a man can answer what a man is. This world is crazy, man. God is, he's probably laughing his tail off at y'all, man, because y'all are weird. Y'all are some weirdos, man. Y'all are. I'm talking about humans. Humans are weird. Y'all are weird. Y'all are. Because this is ridiculous. Why are we even having this conversation? Why is this? It's wild, man. Rotten Tomatoes. Y'all have that going reviewed some trash movies that helped no one. Wasn't informative, the movies wasn't entertaining, none of that. They were just artsy fartsy. And y'all reviewed it. Y'all watched it and gave it your all with the reviewing, with the pen and the pad, and just writing down your notes. And you won't review this? This is ridiculous, man. At any event, people, it's y'all turn. Please let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual, man. Love y'all.